would that be? Primarily, what's going to be different about that film in the manufacturing phase of film A compared to film B?
Larger silver crystals.
Okay, most of the time, generally speaking, this one's just simply going to have larger silver halide crystals than this one. That's what makes it faster, and that's what makes this one have better resolution because it has smaller silver halide crystals.
Thicker emulsion as well.
Okay, possibly another reason is this one would have a thicker emulsion layer, meaning if you have just that much emulsion, you won't get as many interactions as if you have that much emulsion. So thicker emulsion would give you a higher speed. What's the last thing that could have if you compared it to this? Probably not the case, but it could potentially be about the concentration. Higher concentration, exactly. This could potentially, theoretically, however you want to say that, have a higher concentration of silver halide crystals than this one. But once again, generally speaking, they don't change the emulsion thickness. They don't really change the concentration of the silver halide crystals. What it comes down to, when you have 800 and 400 speed film, it's the size of the phosphorus that they change in the manufacturing process. Okay, if my immersion time, my developer temperature, or my chemical replenishment rate is too high, will that affect speed, and in which direction would it affect speed?
Well, it would darken the overall image.
Because the sensitivity is going to be higher, exactly. So your speed is going to increase, and therefore your density will increase if any of those things are increased. And then vice versa, if your immersion time is too low, your chemicals are being replenished at the rate they should be, and developer temperature is too low, it would not be as sensitive as it should be. It wouldn't have the speed that it should, and therefore your density would decrease. All right, the book also tells us that a change as little as how many degrees Fahrenheit can possibly affect the speed of your film. 0.5, exactly. Okay, so we started talking about the film construction then after that. Okay. Let's see. What are your two basic parts of a piece of film? Base and the emulsion, okay. Is that all that there is in a film? No. No, we've got a couple other things. What are some of the, I guess, quote unquote, not as important, I guess, things in a film?
Adhesive layer, the super coats.
Okay, adhesive layer, the super coat, the overcoat. What's the adhesive layer do? Very good. So it adheres the base to the emulsion, and then the overcoat or super coat layer, what's that? Okay, protects it from handling, and as we'll learn in the processing chapter here in a few minutes, it's also going to seal, quote unquote, the image, so that you can have that glossy overtone. All right, most X-ray film that's in use today, is it single emulsion or double emulsion?
Double.
Double emulsion. What's the purpose of double emulsion film over single emulsion? Okay, and reduces
exposure because of the fluorescence.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are on the right track. Essentially, with double emulsion, if you compare it to single emulsion, you use half the exposure with double emulsion that you did with single emulsion, which means you reduce patient exposure by half. All right. The base, we said this is the foundation of the film, and we said that it is about 150 to 300 microns thick. And it also maintains its size and shape, and we gave a name to that. What is that? That maintains its size and shape. It's got what?
Flexibility.
Gelatin?
Dimensional stability. You guys remember that term from yesterday? Don't remember that? That should be in your notes. Alright, dimensional stability means it's gonna maintain its size and shape, and it provides a little bit of flexibility. We also said that the base should it be radiopaque or radiolucent? Radiolucent. Yes. Why is that?
So that the husk can get through the other dimension.
Very good. So the X-ray photons can go through the first emulsion layer and go through the base to reach the second emulsion layer as well as the second intensifying screen that we'll talk about today. All right, we also said there's a blue dye that's added to the base, and what's the reasoning behind that?
Strain.
Okay, reduces eye strain. What kind of base material is going to be used in today's film construction?
Polyester.
Polyester. Very good. All right, the heart of the X-ray film is which layer? Emulsion layer. Okay. What exactly is in the film emulsion? Okay, silver halide crystals, or sometimes referred to as grains, and gelatin. Purpose of the gelatin?
Spread them out.
The whole
Okay.
set of silver highlighted.
Okay, very good. So it's for, you could say then, mechanical support for one thing, and to allow for even uniform dispersal of the silver halide crystals. Exactly. A silver halide crystal is actually made of what? What kind of atoms? Okay, bromide, iodide, and silver. Again, it's about 98% silver bromide, and only about 2% silver iodide. And we also said that most silver halide crystals that are in film today have what shape?
Triangular.
Tabular. Okay. All right. Anybody want to kind of maybe start walking us through the Gurney-Mott theory? What's going on with that? You don't have to walk me through the whole thing. What's the first, maybe the first thing that's going to happen?
An interaction.
Interaction of the photons with
Okay, very good. So in the silver halide crystal lattice, you've got an X-ray photon or a light photon. It could be either one. Probably more than likely going to be a light photon, because we said the majority of our image is actually formed by light from the intensifying screen. It's going to come in and eject an electron from one of the atoms that's in the silver halide crystal. Okay, that is true. Now that is going to take place as the result of which two types of interactions that we talked about last week?
Photoelectric.
Compton or photoelectric, exactly. It can be either one of those. And after that point,
It might write us to the
Okay.
sensitivity.
that electron that was ejected is going to be trapped or attracted to the sensitivity spec. After that happens, well, that sensitivity spec now has a what charge? Negative.
neutralizes positive silver ion.
Very good. So after that, it's got a negative charge. The positive silver ion is going to be attracted to the negatively charged sensitivity spec. And then what happens to that positively charged silver ion? Okay, it gets neutralized, exactly. After it's neutralized, we'll talk about what happens next when we get into the process. Are we 100% positive this is exactly how our latent image is formed?
No.
No. This is the Gurney-Mott theory. It's a pretty darn good guesstimation. Is this the formation of the latent image or the manifest image? Latent image, exactly. I think that's about where we got to yesterday.